Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Braden Hodge. So this episode right here is brought to you guys by SeatGeek. So if you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, use code Hodge, just my last name at checkout, and you'll get $20 off your tickets. And this is for first-time orders only, so if you guys have used SeatGeek before, a little hack for you, just make a new account, new email, new phone number, and you can still use the code. Use code Hodge to get $20 off any ticket for any event in the entire world. Alright, so we're gonna kick this off with the first and only news story of the day. So this is about Prime. So everyone who watched Friday Night SmackDown know about this. But this is groundbreaking. This is new. I want to talk about this. So basically, for the first time in the whole history of the WWE, they're having in-ring sponsors. What does that mean? On the mat sponsors. So basically, inside the wrestling ring, on the ground, on the mat, in the center of the ring, there is going to be a product placement now. This is kind of opening the door for this. Now, this is only going to be for it's only for the premium live events. It's, of course, Prime, the sports drink that's supposed to be a sports drink by Logan Paul or whatever. It tastes good. I'll give him that. It's a good tasting drink, and it's not killing you, so I guess that's okay. But basically, it's a big Prime bottle right in the center of the ring. If you guys watch SmackDown, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This really opens the door for other, products to be in the center of that ring, but right now I believe Logan Paul has the main kind of hold on the premium live event spot, which is what the sponsor would want. But in the future, down the road, you might see a Mountain Dew bottle in the center of the ring, or you might see a bag of Doritos. Not actually a bag of Doritos in the ring. It's a print that goes in the ring. Hopefully everyone gets that. But basically, this opens up the whole window, a whole new world to advertising for WWE. Of course, WCW did this. WCW had stuff on their ring mat, which kind of, at a certain point, can look kind of sloppy because there's so many different things on it going on all at once. But basically, now WWE are doing it. But the WCW thing, most of the time, it was just the WCW. They never even put the WWE logo inside the ring on the mat. They never did anything. So this is kind of a really, really big deal, considering in the past, WWE wouldn't even put their own freaking logo on the ring. Now they're putting other people's logos. It's very surprising. But this is opening a new world of advertising and something we're probably going to have to get used to. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, that's the only confirmed news story to talk to you guys about today. So it is that time, ladies and gentlemen, go and get your juice boxes out. Get your juice boxes ready, because it is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. Alright, the first rumor of the day is about a WWE Saudi Arabia show. So WWE has this long-going Saudi Arabia deal where they go over to Saudi Arabia, they do some shows, they make a lot of money. So WWE always did international tours. Saudi Arabia was never on their list, and the government wanted more sports shows or entertainment shows to be over there, so they worked out a deal directly with the government. The government's paying them to put on these shows for the Saudi Arabian people, so it's really cool the way it's working. But of course, this is a big money grab. A lot of people don't like it because there's just a bunch of money thrown in, and when there's a lot of money, they feel like they have to step up and put on a really, really good show. So you have a bunch of matches that are just kind of thrown together that have no story. I believe in the past few years, it has gotten better with them putting a story into the Saudi Arabian shows, but especially the first year when they were doing those Saudi shows, it was just they were bringing people out of retirement. They were bringing people from everywhere you didn't even know were still around or still wrestling or anything. They were just back, and it's what are you doing? Where has this been? Why did we do this for WrestleMania? And they made these shows bigger than WrestleMania. It's well, this is your biggest show. WrestleMania is not your biggest show. There's no story here, because if this is what we're doing in wrestling is storytelling, then we're not doing a very good job at it. Just throw matches together. It's just wrestling matches. It's not wrestling storytelling, if you will. But basically, I believe they've done a much better job of this. But basically, this is about the Saudi Arabia show. It's just kind of a brief rundown for someone who's never heard of it or hasn't watched wrestling in a while, because I get some casuals here and I like to explain things how the way the things work. But basically, Saudi Arabia, another show is coming up this year. The next Saudi Arabia show that is going to be taking place is actually the exact date for you. It's going to be on May 25th. So May 25th is the next Saudi Arabia show. We don't know the name yet. We don't know the matches yet or anything, but now we know when it's happening. Saudi Arabia, WWE, another one of these giant shows happening on May 25th. All right, the next rumor is going to be about none other than The Rock. So The Rock is officially back, and hopefully everyone gets that. And I've not seen The Rock on WWE television this much in a very long time. It's he's just back from Hollywood. It's when Cena came back from Hollywood. Only The Rock's been gone a lot longer and hasn't had regular matches. Cena usually comes back every year and does something. It's been a while since we've seen The Rock back in the ring, especially cutting promos every week, and it just seems like he's just he's back. The Rock's back. What year is it? This wasn't even how his run was when he came back and wrestled Cena. This is totally different. and I'm really enjoying it. Hopefully everyone else is really enjoying it. Of course, the original plan was for him to wrestle Cody. Fans weren't having that, so they changed the plan. Now Rock's heel, and he's part of the bloodline, and I think this may have worked better in their favor and create some better like memories and some more iconic moments than it would have the other way around. But I say for one, like I'm really enjoying this run and happy to see him do the bloodline, do all that, and create some iconic moments. So speaking of iconic moments, The Rock does stuff different than other wrestlers that you don't really see them doing that often. And The Rock, you know, he's always incorporated pretty much everything he could into his promo, into his act, into everything he does inside the ring, including music, including The Rock doing concerts. The Rock live in concert, pretty much, it's just a promo in song form, and it's hilarious and funny and wonderful. So, are we ever going to see that again? Apparently, they are actually working on this. So next week, they're going to be in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee is very well known for their music, of course, especially blues music, maybe rock and stuff like that. All kinds of music, really, though, but mostly like blues is what I think of Memphis as. But basically, The Rock is going to maybe be doing a show there, since it is, you know, a musical city. He's going to be doing a little bit of a concert, maybe, for his promo that night. So we'll see what's going to happen. But Memphis, The Rock there, maybe we're gonna have the Rockin' concert live in Memphis, Tennessee next week, and if it does, that's gonna be really cool and create some more iconic moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is actually it. This is the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing we talked about inside this episode of WWE News Rumors. It just happens to also be about The Rock. So as we've been talking, The Rock has not really been around for a while in WWE, at least. I mean, he would come back maybe at WrestleMania and have a quick moment, go right back to Hollywood, and he would be gone for years. And he definitely hasn't had like a real wrestling match since the Cena match in 2013, which is a record-breaking like 11 years ago. So like, what is the plan for Rock? Is he just gonna leave after WrestleMania this year and go off, or is there more story to tell? Obviously, there's gonna be more story to tell because you got Rock and Roman. That match has to happen. They're already planting the seeds with The Rock putting up like the freaking L or whatever. It's like, what are you doing, man? And then we're like planting the seeds for this. So it is happening. When's it happening? If you ask me personally, when I thought it was going to happen, I was thinking, okay, this year, he's part of the bloodline, right? This year's WrestleMania. But as for next year's WrestleMania, he's going to turn on him and we're going to have that match. We're going to have that match for next year's WrestleMania. But maybe not, because this is saying The Rock actually might not just wrestle one match this year. He might wrestle like a lot more. The Rock may actually be back. Now, I'm not saying something crazy. Of course, with the Saudi Arabia show coming up in May, they're definitely going to try to get The Rock to be there to make it as big as it possibly can be. Because they wanted The Rock there forever, of course, the Saudi Arabian people and the Saudi Arabian government, whoever. They want to make the show as big as possible. They just could never get it worked out. But they're really wanting this to happen. So I'm saying that Rock will be at WrestleMania. He's probably most likely going to be at Saudi Arabia. And there's also, maybe he's going to be wrestling at SummerSlam too. Maybe The Rock's just kind of around this year doing his thing, but of course, when he's in the middle of like filming a movie, he can't actually wrestle, but he can like cut promos and stuff and be part of the bloodline in that kind of aspect. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. If The Rock's just taking a break from filming or something, I can't imagine he's doing that just for wrestling. So we'll honestly just have to wait and see what happens, because he can't wrestle in the middle of filming a movie. It can take like a year or two to film a movie. So it's just like, it's just kind of iffy of what's going to happen and when the Rock versus Roman thing's happening. And there was some talk of doing Rock versus Roman actually in May at Saudi Arabia, which actually in the story there would be no more like need for like SummerSlam or anything like that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Personally, I would rather see them make this a really good story. I don't want to say drag it out, but make it a good story. Put a lot of detail into it and make it go to next year's WrestleMania and see Rock versus Roman there. But it's very likely Rock versus Roman, that match we've been waiting years for, is actually going to happen in Saudi Arabia. But I don't know, guys. We'll just have to wait and see, especially what happens at WrestleMania will determine all of this. And if Roman's dropping the titles, maybe that's the time to do it. But then in that case, after Saudi, I could see like Rock and Roman both like being gone. So wrestling would be so weird then. But I don't know, guys. We'll just have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts on all these news stories, rumors in the comment section down below. But ladies and gentlemen, I am your one and only undisputed king of Vlogstyle, Brandon Hodge. And I will see you guys in the next video.